What's up everyone, it's Matt Merlaub, aka MVM397. I guess this will be work in progress number 2 on the Punisher 1/4 scale Punisher versus the Walking Dead kit. So in my last video I showed you how awesome I am at screwing things up and fixing them and cutting myself and all that stuff. It's probably more of a video of how not to pin. But anyway, I got the zombies all pinned up yesterday, and I'm adding some magnets to the kit, and Thomas Anders asked me to kind of show how I do this. So I guess on these bigger kits, I don't know if people use magnets or pins, but I'm going to kind of magnetize most of it so I can break it down easier for transport. So for an example, the zombie has a magnet in the base right there, or in the base of the zombie, and then there's a magnet down in the bottom of the base. You can see it right there. On this zombie, there's actually 2 magnets. There's one on the bottom, and if you look to the side, there's one on the side. And you can see here on this zombie, there's a magnet right there. And there's one on the bottom. So he locks in like that, and he locks in like that. And I'll have to heat this hand up just a little bit because it doesn't sit perfectly flat on this rock, and I think it should. And also I have to look at the, that's the wrong boot. This boot goes there. The boot that goes on top of the sand. It doesn't want to go all the way down the hole. Even if I take this off, it's got quite a bit of distance before it sits all the way down. You can see there, nice big shadow. So I think I need to thin this peg out a little bit. But what I'm doing right now is I'm adding some magnets to his legs and his hips. I've already done one. So this is the right leg. You can see I've got a magnet in there, and I'm actually gonna, you can see my glue and all that stuff. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of text and everything from my posting I did last night on Facebook. I've come down off the cliff, and I've kind of come back to reality. But there's a magnet here, and in his leg, there's a magnet in here. Let's see if you can see it. Right in there. So now this is magnetized, and it's not super strong. It's holding, it's strong enough to hold this leg, but once this is all done, he should stay together pretty nicely, and it'll be easy to break down and transport and all that stuff. So basically, it'll be like the legs will come off, the hip will come off. I'll probably make the whole torso with the arms one piece. Eventually, I'll glue the arms on and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just trying to make it so I can. And I can always glue these into place later if I choose to, but more than likely I'll keep them magnetized. So let me get the base with the zombies out of the way, and I'll show you how to do this. It's not that hard. The tricky part is making sure you don't screw up your polarities on your magnets, which I have done in the past. As you see, I'm really good at screwing things up. I'm going to put the zombies down here on the floor because digging a magnet out of resin is a son of a bitch, and you don't want to do that. Trust me, you will tear your kit up. So we're gonna put a magnet on this hip and this leg. So what size am I using right now? I can't remember. I think it's 5/16 by 1/4 or something like that. They're pretty good size. I get all my magnets from K&J Magnets. I'll put a link down below. They're super cool. They have a great like clearance area. If you don't mind using metric sized magnets, you can get really good deals on their metric sized magnets that have clearance area. And but I'll buy them in bulk. So I'll place an order like once or twice a year as I kind of go through them. So I'm gonna get my drill out. I'll try not to drill my finger today like I did last night, which was always fun. And I keep my magnets up here on my work lamp. They stick all over my work lamps. So this is the size I'm using, and I don't have anything thicker than this. So what I'm doing is I'm actually just stacking 4 on top, which is giving me enough strength to hold these pieces the way I want. So let me get 4 off of here, and they're strong. They're hard to, anyone that's worked with earth magnets, you know. So yeah, so I've got the hole drilled right here so far. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the hole on this part of the hip. And it's the same method I do when I do for pinning. I take some blue tack, knead it up and get it warm so it'll be sticky. Stick it on the end. Now I do have another little comment about it's not a negative. The one thing I wish is that these pegs actually sat and met, like they actually would go down all the way into the hole, because the real strength of a magnet is when they're touching. You get the most strength when they're touching, and I can tell that these aren't touching, but it's strong enough to hold that leg in place, so I'm okay. I wish that these would go down all the way in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in, and I'm going to just give it a little push. And now you can see there I've got this awesome like little bulge of blue tack. And I'm just going to use my pin vise here, and I'm going to mark the center of that hole. Get that as centered as possible. And then I'm just going to mark it like that. And now I got a place for the next magnets. And now I'm going to drill a hole. And I always make my hole deeper than I need. That way I can put glue and stuff in there. And I'm just going to go real slow and let the drill bit do the work and not drill my finger this time. And you want to try to go straight as possible. And I'm not doing, a lot of times what magnets what I'll do is I'll put the magnets in, I'll do like a talc and super glue mixture and then sand it over. But since you're not going to see these, I'm not really worried about what the surface looks like. It doesn't have to be pretty. Like if it was on the outside of the kit, I would put the magnet in, I'd recess it just a little bit, and then I'd fill that void in with some talcum powder and super glue. So now I'm ready to insert my magnets. So I've got, here's 4. So I got these 4 here, and right now it doesn't matter the polarity because this is the first stack I'm putting in. So super glue. So I'm gonna take this. See, I get some light on what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm gonna put some glue, and I'm gonna make sure I get her all the way around the edges. Just kind of let that go down the sides. And I'm gonna take my magnets. Again, I'm not worried about polarity right now because what matters is on the next one. I'm gonna put them down just right to they meet the surface. So right now they're in there. And there we go. And I'm gonna hit that with a little zip kicker. And we'll let that sit for a second. I don't want to try to match my polarities yet, because without that glue dry, the way I put a magnet in and I feel the way it pulls. If I try to do that now, it'll pull the magnets out because the glue's not dry yet. So I would just put some zip kicker in there and let it kind of soak down in there between all the magnets and the glue I have in there. Let that sit for a few seconds. Shouldn't take too long. And then I'll mop up the excess kicker with a paper towel. And if they're done right, they won't pull out when I put these in there. Okay, so now I've got this whole stack of magnets, and I'm checking my polarity, and they're wanting to pull. So I put a dot on that end, so I know that's the dot, that's the side that it is attracted to. This is my method. You guys can do it whatever you want. I know some guys that'll go through and mark all their north sides and all their south sides with an N and an S. This is the way I do it. I just go one at a time, so I know that red dot is the way it needs to go. And I've already got a hole drilled over here from earlier, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put some glue in here and kind of let it run down the sides. In this case, I always try to put, I use a lot of glue when I'm doing magnets, because these suckers are strong. Like, it's hard for me to pull these apart, which is a good thing. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and set these in there. I'm gonna push them down just right below the surface, and then we're gonna hit that with some zip kicker and let that soak in there. And we'll get that a second. And then that should be good in a minute. So what I'll do is I'll bring the base back out and throw those on there. And should be good to go. So since I do a lot of model competitions and I go to Wonderfest and all that stuff, at least I'm going to try to this year. I need to talk to my wife about that. I try to make my kits to the point where they're easy to break down and travel with. Okay, so now it's in there and it's holding. You can see right here. I can shake it pretty good. It's not going to come loose. So that's enough strength to keep this together. Now let me get the feet. One. And there's two. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to magnetize the feet. Yeah, see how this is wanting to fall forward? I'll go ahead and probably pin the feet instead of using magnets. Get a nice strong like 1/4 inch pin in there, because that's where all the weight's wanting to go. It's wanting to fall forward. And this is where I was running into the issue the other day when I was trying to get this sucker to stand. He's just, he wants to fall forward because of all the weight. So, actually might as well do that now while I'm on camera, while I got you guys. So let's go ahead and pin the feet while we're here. Now I'm not going to glue these, I'm just going to make it so they slide in and out. So let's make sure I've got the correct foot. Yeah, this is the left foot. Yeah, I want to make sure. Make sure I pin the right foot to the right leg. So here I'm going to use, I think that's a 1/8 brass rod would be good. I buy my brass rod in bulk off of Amazon because I go through it so quick. And it gets expensive if you buy it from a hobby store. So I do have, I think this is 1/4 inch music wire. Now this stuff is really, really hard. This is harder than brass. So it doesn't bend very easily. Make sure I get the right drill bit. Yeah, that's it. So this is going to be, this is actually 3/16, I think. Yep. Okay, so where's my drill? Down below. Now this is really important that I get this straight, because this will determine how he stands. Then we get the base out of the way again, and just work with the feet and the legs. This kit is massive, guys. This is my first. No, I take that back. This is my second 1/4 scale kit. My first being the 1/4 scale engineer kit that I have, but that's just a figure. There's the base isn't as big, and there's nothing else with it but the figure. So we're gonna do this and this foot. So now what I need to do is I want to drill a hole into the foot right here first. And I like to try to drill into the female end first and then do the male end, because it's much easier to put the blue tack on the male end and fit it than it is to do it the other way. So again, I'm going to try to make this as straight as I can. And I'm going to go real slow. You'll find that the slower you drill your pins, the better of a fit you'll get, because the drill tends to wobble a little bit while you're drilling. So I'm going to do this off camera just so I can make sure I'm centered and going in well. If I was going to use magnets on this part, they'd have to be extremely strong. They'd have to be like 1/2 inch diameter, I think, in order to hold the weight of the kit. So what will happen is I'm going to go really nice. I want to grab a lot of meat. Now hopefully that's straight. It looks pretty straight. And we'll check to make sure it fits. It does very nicely, by the way. And now I'm going to mark the hole for this on the leg using my blue tack. Like I did before. I'm going to just stick it on there. And we're going to make sure the leg is going the correct way. gonna give it a little squeeze. I'm actually squeezing it in there pretty good because I want to make sure that we're aligned well. Okay, so now I have that tab of blue tack. I'm going to mark that. Where's my, there it is. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this different. I'm going to take a bit of that blue tack off. I don't want it so thick. I think it'll be easier to mark my spot if that's not as thick. So I don't need a big long peg of it. I just need enough to, there we go, and I can seat that in there. There we go, that's better. So now I have a smaller, but you can see that this thickness of blue tack, that's how much distance there's between the peg and the leg and the bottom of the foot. I wish that wasn't there. I wish that would go all the way down and make a really good contact. Let's see. I'm going to use, where's my pin vise again? Here it is. Again, I'm just going to get this centered as much as possible and mark it. Like that. Okay. And now I'm going to drill my other hole. Again, trying to go in as absolutely straight as possible. And I check this from the left and the right, from the side and from the top. Not sure if I'm in camera, probably not. Let me tilt down a little bit. So I'm gonna have this on the side of my workbench here, and I'm just checking to make sure that I'm going in straight. See how much we're in there. So right now I'm about that deep. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Okay, that should be plenty. Now I'll use my Dremel with the cutting tip on this to cut it. So I'm gonna put that down. Let's see, I think maybe I'll glue the pin into the leg. Maybe that's the better idea. Okay, so that's in there as far as it goes, and I'm gonna my music wire is sticking to my magnets that I have hanging up here. I'm gonna mark this right about say right there. We'll see if that gets me where I need to go. Okay, so I was gonna get loud for a second because I have to use the Dremel again. If I can find it, because my area's a wreck. Where is the Dremel? I just used this a little while ago. But, there it is. It's down here. Take this out of here. Yeah, we'll spin this around. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see it and where I don't kill myself. Guess it overheats and it shuts down. A little more. Stuff is hard. Almost there. This is a hard wire, guys. Makes a good pin. I hope it fits. We'll find out. If I do everything correctly, this will work. All right, that's good enough. I can break it off the rest of the way. Okay, there we go. This thing sucker's hot from the Dremel. All right, so where's my leg? Down here. So that goes in there. Hello? Oh, I thought someone was walking in. And this is going to go down in here, I hope, and fit. Okay, so it's way too long. I'm going to see if I'm about making my hole deeper in the foot. I may glue this together later. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, yeah. Nice. I think I can probably go down just a little bit more. It fits, though. It's a good pin. It lines up very nicely. Okay. So now, got that nice long pin, and it's gonna fit in here, and it's a good fit, really well. I may bend this just ever so slightly. I don't know if I can. I don't think so. I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah, it's in there. Looks good. So there you go. That's pinned. So I'll do that to the other leg and he'll be able to stand up on his own. Yay! So that's how you pin. That's how I pin, at least. Much better video than the last one, seeing as I cut myself and screwed up and all that stuff. But so there you go. There's doing some magnets and some pinning on 2.0 of the 1/4 scale Punisher versus the Walking Dead monster kit. Thanks for watching as always, guys. We'll catch you later. It's Matt Morozik, MVM 397 signing out. Bye.